ladies and gentlemen, a man who is a 3-time All-American in college. In 1 year, he won literally every award that is possible in college football for the position that he played. One of the most electrifying football players you've ever seen. Absolutely jocked right now. Notre Dame legend, Manti Te'o.
What's up, Oos?
Hey, Oos, real quick. We're going to go to a wide shot on you. When you were waving during the break, you had your hands over your head like this. Can we see it just because this is what we saw? Please.
Do it.
I know you're humble.
Okay, guys. So I was just like this.
Oh!
All I was doing.
Kyle, he would beat your ass. You too, AJ. This dude would man it.
I was gonna come in a Pat cut off a little bit, but I wanted to keep that Pat's thing. I saw AJ with his black shirt on, and everybody had the black. So I was like, I'm going to join the crew and put a black T-shirt on.
Well, we appreciate you doing that. We appreciate you taking time to join us. And let's just jump right into it. Notre Dame seems to have a squad, Manti. And I know there for a little bit, I assume there was some jaded feelings between both sides because how it all potentially ended. And we saw a documentary and, buddy, I've never seen somebody get fucked as the way you got fucked. Like, legitimately. After we learned everything, especially with, I think, living through the era of it and what we all assumed nationally everywhere. I'm in Pittsburgh. He's in Iowa. He's in Massachusetts.
Yep.
I mean, this guy's in California, Chicago. The way we all thought it went down, and then we watched that untold, we all owe you an incredible apology, and we want to let you know
brother.
You're a mental warrior, bro.
Legit. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
You are. So let's move past that, though. Let's talk about Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I feel like we have a team this year, right? Do you feel the same way? I feel like this is a squad that can actually go on a run. Ohio State, big test, but this feels good, doesn't it, Manti?
No, it always feels good, brother. I think I really, really love Coach Freeman, man. And that's why I feel like we have a team. It's his second year, leading the team. It's his second year kind of embedding his mentality, his DNA into the team. And I really like what we see so far. And like you said, Ohio State come in this weekend. College game day is going to be there. You're going to be there. It's going to be electric. I wish I was going to be there. So this is going to be a big test for sure.
Yeah, we're going to miss you. We're going to miss you. Feels like
I know, brother. I know. I'm sorry. It's, they say happy wife, happy life. My wife got like this big little fitness appointment thing on Saturday. And so I was like, you know what? I'll forego this one, but make sure that I'm at the USC one. So I'll be there at USC.
Okay, big rivalry. All right, I respect and appreciate
that. Yeah.
AJ, go ahead, pal.
Manti, is there any truth, like when you hear people say you can't, like, can you win at Notre Dame? Can Marcus Freeman get the players into Notre Dame? Or are their standards still too high to get like all the 4 and 5 stars, some of the guys that other schools may get in their school easier? Is Notre Dame, have they changed anything like that? And do you think it's possible?
Well, I definitely think it's possible. I think with the NIL stuff and the transfer portal, it's a double-edged sword in my opinion. Some schools are using it as leverage. I know Notre Dame, they stand on their morals and I don't think they'll ever change on that front, but I think it's going to change and we have the chance to take it to the top because of Marcus Freeman and who he is. You talk to any of the players there, he's a player's coach and all of us who played the game, it definitely makes a difference when you have a coach that you'll literally run through a wall for. You have one of my favorite coaches over there and Coach Pags. Just one of those guys that you love, not just because of football, but outside of the game, that they're invested in you. And, Coach Freeman definitely has done that for that team. So I believe in them. From what I've seen the past few weeks, it's a different team. It's a different feel. They're winning the games they're supposed to win by margins. They're supposed to win it by. Again, you got Ohio State team that's coming in. So this is going to be a big test, not only for the team, but just like the atmosphere. Ohio State got that brand, they got that name. And sometimes when you're in that transition period, you don't know whether guys are going to look at that Ohio State brand and that name and be intimidated by it, or if they're going to come out and swing. So I have no doubt that they're going to come out there swinging.
We'll stay in your Notre Dame career before we dive into you and Coach Pagano obviously having an incredible relationship. He was singing your praises before the show started as well, so I can't wait to dive into that a little bit more. But let's talk about Notre Dame because what AJ brings up is a good point. As I've been kind of baptized in the college football community the last year and a half or so with College Game Day, all of the big-time college football people say, like, Notre Dame, yeah, they're always going to be good. Always going to be good. On prime time, always going to be able to do their thing. Not going to be able to win the big one because you're not going to be able to recruit the right type of people, which I think AJ was alluding to. Then I learned a little bit more. Like, you got to live in like a dorm, right? Like, it's vastly different in Notre Dame than anywhere else. It is old school, right? Still at this day?
Yeah, it's very old school. At least for me, when I was there, my roommate was Vietnamese student by the name of Long Tran. Shout out to Long Tran.
Shout
Engineering degree. So our schedules are completely different. But I loved it, bro, because it forced me to be a part of the student body. It forced me to be a part of the college experience, to network with people that I wouldn't network in the locker room with. And that's kind of what adds to that Notre Dame experience. You don't know if the kid down the hall from your dorm is the son of a CEO somewhere, you know what I mean? And you wouldn't have that experience if you're all athletes are in one dorm. So that's one of the biggest benefits, I think, to that for sure.
Oh, so you see that as a perk as opposed to me seeing it like,
oh yeah, for sure, bro. Like, when I would run over to the student body, it's not, and I would just celebrate in front of the student body. It's not like an athlete celebrating to students, it's like I'm one of them. They see me in the dining hall, they see me on the quad walking around, they see me after a big win or a loss, walking into the dorm, getting a milkshake. They see me in all of these places. So it's not like I'm just some visitor. So it definitely helped me to be a part of that campus, be a part of that family, and help add to the Notre Dame, the legend of Notre Dame in my own way.
Well, I'll tell you, you added to that as well. I mean, I Googled here real quick right before we went live. I was like, I think you won the Bednarik Award, I think. Yeah. And then I looked it up. Yeah, you did. You won the Maxwell Award, the Walter Camp Award, the Lott Trophy, the Chuck Bednarik Award, the Bronco Nagurski Trophy, the Butkus Award, the Lombardi Award, and then obviously you're unanimous All-American.
Yeah. Heisman finalist.
That is is that the... No, you're I get it. Humble, okay.
Yeah.
Oos. God, God, the whole thing. I understand that. But that's like the greatest year any person has ever had in college football, seemingly. It just, if you look back on it, historic-wise, do you ever get caught in your thoughts about what that year was like, ever relive it, or how often are you thinking about those types of games and times?
I'm not really thinking about it all that much because all of those trophies are at my parents' house, so I don't walk out of my bedroom and I see them. I just give them all to my parents. But I definitely relive those moments when I'm on campus, and I get to walk through those hallways. I get to walk into that stadium, even though it's now turf. When I was playing, it was grass, and it was the crappiest grass ever, like around November, but it was grass nonetheless. And the smell of that grass in the winter definitely added to that. But when I get to walk around those halls and I see those murals and I see Touchdown Jesus and I go to the grotto and I take that walk, I definitely go down memory lane. And I don't think I necessarily, honestly, I don't think I think about the trophies. I think about the goal line stand. I think about all of the moments that I had with my teammates, both good and bad. And those are the times we miss, as athletes. We miss the times with our teammates. We miss the times on those airplane rides after a win. That's one of the best feelings is after a win and you're on the airplane and everybody's having a good time and, laughing and joking around, playing cards, all of that stuff. So the trophies are great. I wish I would have had a national championship trophy.
Me too.
But, when I go over to my family's house on Sunday for a potluck every Sunday, I get to see those trophies, and I'm glad that my parents keep them there.
We got potluck every Sunday? Who's winning that? You got
every Sunday, bro.
How we doing?
It's good. I mean, I bought my parents a 7-bed, 5.5 bath house. It's on a golf course. There's more bedrooms than people there. We grew up in a 3-bed, 1-bath. And for a kid, who grew up in that circumstance, for me to give that to my family is definitely one of the things I checked off my list. But at the end of the day, there's 4 bedrooms that are empty. So my parents turned one of the bedrooms into like a playroom for their grandkids. And so every time I go over there, it's my daughter's favorite place to go because my parents have this huge room filled with toys and a playground outside. And, seeing my parents as grandparents it's different. I'm like, oh wow, they're different than when I was. They're different as grandparents.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. Well, I'm watching my dad. My dad's like a big softie, like holding her.
Yeah.
Like, oh, she's holding my finger. I'm like, that seems to be more emotion than I. I'm like, there you go, on here.
Dad is like, don't do that to them, and I'm like, I don't. That's opposite of what. But okay.
And we live and we learn. Obviously, we'll change the way we view our parents as we have kids ourselves.